Hi, welcome to the Light of Deception. Today is going to be the start of a whole new series. We're going to be talking about the dangerous practice of automatic writing in the occult sense. So we start off with the definitions. What is automatic writing? What is automaticism? What is spiritualism? Then we get into how it has entered into today's churches. What is the terminology? Who is Brother Lawrence that wrote Practicing the Presence of God? That will be in segment 2. Segment 3 will be talking about Jesus Calling. Sarah Young's devotional that was inspired by God Calling. Now after that, and these I must tell you that these two, Sarah Young and the authors of God Calling, are automatic writers. They are writing on behalf of God and Jesus in the first person. I was saying in the third person, but in the, well, because it would be God, them, and then the paper, but it's not. It's God writing through them, they're saying, onto the paper. Jesus writing through them onto the paper, just like the occult practices. The dead person's going through them, the spirit's going through them, and they're going writing, and then all of a sudden the unconscious mind stops. And then you have to become more aware again because you've been in some kind of trance state. So be very careful if you're into these meditation practices, being still, practicing the presence of God. Man-made centered doctrines of demons is what I would call them. Now we're going to conclude. What I did is I concluded it after talking about all these things, leading you back to Scripture. What does the Scripture say about being in the presence of God? Are you literally face-to-face with Jesus or face-to-face with God? Could you even know what he looks like? Now, if you were face-to-face in all his glory, it would kill you, right? You would be a dead man. No man has seen God at all, right? Face-to-face in all his glory. Moses was able to come up on the mountain with him, and he hovered over the mountain, right? And he actually had to come down with a veil on him. And then he asked to see him, and he could only see, he had to pass him. And then he could see just the tail end because he would have been dead as well. Did you notice that not even another person went up towards that mountain or an animal? They were killed and they were frightened. So be very careful. God is spirit. You can never imagine what God would look like. Some people are visualizing him as old-time Santa Claus. Things that they can relate to with Jesus with the lamb over his shoulder, Jesus with the hippie with a big heart in the center, and there's no way that you could ever imagine he's the creator of the universe. He is so incredibly holy that you would die because your sin would kill you in his presence. So be very careful if you're getting into these practices. Question everything, because the enemy is who he says he is. He is the deceiver, the Antichrist, a fallen angel of light, so he can appear as an angel of light, can't he? He is the great deceiver, so be very careful. Everything that I have talked about is in the descriptions below, so you will always find the links to all the definitions. Every source that I use is there for you. There's one source that I recommend, which is Lighthouse Trails Research, where I found a lot of the information on Brother Lawrence, and I also found the information for Sarah Young at Lighthouse Trails Research. The other ones I used for research purposes only, so I'm not advocating for any of the other sites. I don't know them well enough to do so, and some of it is just definitions. Thank you for listening. Until next time, I hope everything that you find on the light of deception will help you stay out of the false light of deception. Thank you.